what are my thoughts on this? The format for the last spring practice for Baylor this year, and it will probably continue going forward as long as Aranda stays. And he gave 3 reasons for it, and we all know it was not on television, and it had to be moved inside because of weather. I mean, and he did give out 3 good reasons for this format. One, avoid injuries. 2, keep it from allowing other teams to watch the broadcast and poach via transfer portal. And 3, keep the new offensive and defensive schemes under wraps. I mean, you want to not put a lot on tape, if any, especially early on in the year. Now, I know we played Tarleton State first game, and you shouldn't really worry about that. But then the following week, you got Utah. You got a good Air Force squad in week 3. But you get the point here, and then Colorado on the road. And as much as I really want to, like some people want a spring game, including myself, I am perfectly fine with this because all those reasons are valid. And that's kind of what I thought Aranda would say after they changed the format. By the way, that's kind of what I thought. I even tweeted it out to the guy who posted those reasons. And it was towards Porker Rim from Fox 44 in Waco. And now, I'm going to go off of a rant here. And I'm going to be very straight with y'all and give y'all a fastball that you can't handle. Like Ricky Vaughn from aka Wild Thing from the movie Major League. I am very disgusted with some of the fan base within the last few days to a higher level than normal. And to those fans that are acting ridiculous, and I'm not even going to say 2 particular words on here. Y'all know who you are. Sorry, but glad you ain't the athletic director. Not only that, I am fine with the spring game format this year. Unlike some of y'all. I mean, and like injuries, keep it from allowing other teams to watch the broadcast and poach via transfer portal, and keeping new offense and defense schemes under wraps are good reasons to keep the spring format going. And to you fans out there, adapt to the times of the transfer portal. It is real. And the best way to avoid poaching through transfer portals to not put any film out there. And don't be shocked if more teams do this format going forward. Anyways, sorry but not sorry for this rant. I just needed to get that off my chest, and if you don't like it, so be it. I don't really care. It just really got up there with me on how people react to this format this week and not having it on television. Actually, folks, there are some videos out there from spring practice on X, aka Twitter. Go to Grayson Grunhafer, and you could look at that. So that's the best way. And I know down the line, let's just wait and see what happens to Aranda first. But even people have been saying, Aranda, he gone next year. Come on. This is just after spring ball. let's see what happens in the season. I'm not saying that Aranda's going to be back or he's going to get fired either. I'm just saying, let's just let the season play itself out. And neither situation would surprise me. I mean, it just got up there with me. And this is the most disgusted I've been with this Baylor fan base, or some of the fans out there, in a long time. And in fact, the most since Aranda was retained originally after last year. And I already know they're going to address the offensive and defensive lines. And you got to find a way to retain the offensive line transfers that they already got in the first transfer portal period when Coach Cap was here at Baylor before he moved on to Alabama. They got to find a way to keep those few transfers that early enrolled as transfers at the offensive line somehow. And then add some guys on the offensive line. I'm not just talking about like walk-ons either. I'm talking about like either starters or second string. Something to improve the offensive line. And obviously the defensive line numbers need to be upped, especially like at the middle. It doesn't have to really be a nose tackle. It could be like a defensive tackle, an edge rusher. And I know they could look at other positions as well, like safety if they're good enough for the 2 deep. Linebacker if they're good enough for the 2 deep. I really don't think wide receiver, but if they're good enough to be in 2 deep, yeah. And I did put a community post out there that Amani Renfield has entered the transfer portal. But the thing is, Amani was just buried in the depth chart. And he did not develop. And yeah, it's another one of those cases where a 4-star player, really good high school career, didn't translate to his first school. So yeah, it's a loss in terms of a guy down the line and a recruit, but he didn't do anything to get on the field. I mean, yes, I get the growing off the field stuff, but you gotta be good enough to be on the field if you're getting to be in a 2 deep. And this is a brand new scheme, as we all know, for the offense. So I just want to get all that out there right now and forget running back as a need, forget quarterback as a need. And the thing is too, they're not naming a starter at quarterback right now. And I think it's very smart, given the transfer portal. Because players can now enter any time and how many times they want. So really, technically, Sawyer Robertson could enter the transfer portal again. Originally, before, you had to wait till you be a grad senior. Now he could enter. It's really, to me, between those two guys. I'm just being honest. And we're going to wait and see what happens. And I know they're going to try to name a starter. And you don't really want a 2-quarterback system. That does not usually work. And I'm not really a fan of it. I'm just telling the truth. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the second transfer portal period. And there'll probably be some other attrition in terms of players exiting the door. If you're old enough and you're not contributing, they need to be shown the door and get other guys in. Especially, you got to fix the trenches. Because remember, Baylor had 2 medical retirements in 1 day at nose tackle. That's a problem. And I know offensive line has had their issues, which part of it is due to injuries. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. You can't have enough good offensive linemen. And you got to be good enough to start him. You got to try to find a way to feel good about 6 or 7 guys. I don't know about 8 guys, but you get the whole point. Because 8 guys is pretty hard to get up to that point, but you know what I mean. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens from here. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. Selling money out this course, liking the video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe buttons for the notification bell as well. And like I said in that rant, don't be shocked if more teams do it more like this type of format, not put it on TV and do more of a normal practice deal, because of all those reasons like I stated, injuries, transfer portal, and keep the scheme under wraps as much as possible. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens from here now.